Hello everyone, it is Adam Ferns here bringing you with a new video, and this one is Beast Quest Beast Review Series 20, The Isle of Ghosts. Now, I was just looking at the previous videos uploaded onto my channel and I realised that all of them, pretty much, apart from maybe one within the past few weeks, was Beast Quest related. And most of them was the Battle of the Beasts. So I'm going to need to make some adjustments, probably upload other videos which aren't Beast Quest related, but clearly not today, because after this video I'm going to do round 5 of Battle of the Beasts, and then that'll be a day for me. So yeah, as I said, this is Beast Quest Beast Review Series 20, The Isle of Ghosts, and let's just get right into this. So first we're going to start things off with the first book of the series, being Zoolock the Winged Spirit. Now design is a 6 out of 10, as it does look a bit basic to me. It's just basically a giant bird, kind of a cross between Hawkeye and Cronus. So yeah, and originally when I saw the cover I thought this was probably its eye. No, not its eye, that it was one of its eye to blind people, but I thought it was her egg. So, okay. The abilities are 7 out of 10, as it's just, she can fly, she can screech very loudly, she can blind people with her eyes, and also she can blind people with her wings and chest. So, they're a bit boring, really, those abilities, because some we've either seen before or are unique, just very boring. And the fight is a 7 out of 10 because it's not really a memorable fight, because I can't really remember much about it apart from Tom had to fight using one of his other senses as not sight, which is a unique concept, hence why I gave it a 7, but it's not really enough to make it a great fight. So I need to keep it on this side, so I'll go into the light here. So with that, the total for Zoolock is 20 out of 30. It's a bit disappointing as the abilities were boring and design. Yeah, it's a bit disappointing as the abilities were boring and the design and fight was okay but wasn't good. Now, looking back at this, I feel like I should have given Zoolock's design a 7 as well. As I said, the design and fight were okay. Obviously, abilities were boring, so it could have been an even 7, but sticking to it how it is, because I judge the designs based on what I see on the cover, and without reading it, so I just judge on the design from the cover without reading it. So, and trust me, with one of the books I've read that's in the next series review, pardon me, I regretted that decision straight away when I saw the rest of the beast. More on that in the next Beast review though. Moving on, we have Skalix the Snapping Horror. Now design is a 7 out of 10, as it's, I wouldn't say it is the most unique design out of all of the beasts in this series, but it's one we haven't actually seen before, and it's kind of a cross between a dinosaur and a crocodile, but I can't remember what the dinosaur's called, so don't ask me. The abilities are 6, it's just swinging its tail and a tough armour along with a strong bite, but that is it. So, okay, and the tail can be rather inaccurate when swinging it, because let's say you dodge, let's say Battle of the Beast, it swings its tail at, let's say, Stritor dodges it, and Skalix can get his tail stuck between, I don't know, 2 rocks or a tree, and now be stuck there for a while. The fight was a 7 out of 10, as it was literally beating Skalix with his own weapon, which was seen before, but I think it was kind of good because we haven't seen it for a while, and it is better than Zoolock's, but yeah, I wouldn't say the book, the beast, is better than Zoolock. I'll say Zoolock is still better than Skalix. Anyway, the total for Skalix is 20 out of 30. Abilities were a complete joke because they were either seen before and used better on previous beasts, or a beast, or it's an ability that can give a good hit, but is very has bad consequences if it's used wrong. They were either seen before, or not interesting. The tail. The fight and design is good though, which isn't really good as the fight was mediocre and the design, I admit, is better than Zoolock, but that's the only design it's better than. Moving on, we have Okira the Crusher. Okira has a design of 9 out of 10. Now, from what I see on the cover, like I said, I judge on the cover, I see a two-bodied beast. That, I believe, is something we haven't seen before, because we've seen Vipero with 2 heads and 2 necks, we've seen Trillium with 3 heads, we've seen Naga with 6 heads and necks, but we don't see a beast with 1 pair of legs and 2 bodies. I believe the only other time I've seen this in these reviews I've done is Kragos and Kildor, but I can't remember if they actually are that though. I think they are, but I think this one makes it more effective. The abilities for Okira is an 8 out of 10, for the simple reason you have a, let's say, a physical attacker with the chain swinging along with a brute strength, along with this wizard who I believe is called Kato, stuck to his back, that in Battle of the Beast I'll be making the most of him by using his spells to propel any enemies that sneak up behind him. Okira probably has the best chance in beating 2 beasts at once in Battle of the Beasts, but you never get 2 beasts at once. Okira, when I do Battle of the Beasts for the new generation, I think Okira's going to do really good, and I really want to see that as well, because I really want to use my imagination to think of creative spells that Okira can use. But other than that, it can take a hit, but once a hit goes in between the 2 bodies, Okira just becomes a physical attack form, which isn't good, but it still can take a hit. Not as good as Scalix, I would say, but still pretty good. The fight was an 8 out of 10, as it was very creative. Not really, it wasn't creative. It was just essentially, I was going to say it was another beast, but that's another review. It was like Tom and Alina versus one beast, and Malvel versus Kato. So there were 2 fights going on at once, and then when Kato goes down, Tom and Alina beat Okira, and then I'm not really sure how to explain the fight. I liked it, and I liked the fact that this second body wasn't actually evil in the fight. But in Battle of the Beast, he will be. But it was just there, just there. But I like the fact that technically Okira helped Okira get beaten. That's basically what happened, and that was probably the only good thing about it. The total for Okira is 25 out of 30. An excellent beast, great design, ability to fight isn't as good, but it's still good regardless. The worst attribute for Okira is the fight, because the abilities can be, it's very diverse compared to previous beasts. And you don't really see a beast that can use magic along with like a weapon at the same time. I'm sure there are beasts that can use magic and a weapon at the same time, but Okira is literally both of them at once. Anyway, moving on, we got the final beast of Series 20, the one I was looking forward to the most actually. Rykar the Firehound. The design is an 8 out of 10. I'm not sure why, but I think the reason why I liked the design was the spikes along its back and sides, along with the fire coming out from the top of its head. And then, of course, a big fireball coming out of its mouth, because I was like, okay, so that's automatically one ability. But the design is 10 out of 10 because even though it looks basic compared to previous beasts, I think it still looks pretty damn good. The abilities for Rykar is a 7 out of 10. It can shoot a fireball, it can run fast, and it can take a hit. It can take a hit. By like, let's say an arrow goes into it, it'll just bounce off like pretty much every other beast. But it's just really fast and can spit fire. That is it. Okay, so a bit disappointed, but hopefully the fight will bring it back up, and it does. 8 out of 10. Basically, it was all of King Hugo's army versus Rykar, and then Daltek enchanted Tom's sword, freezing Rykar. Okay, I guess fire is weak to ice. Okay. That was a previous video, I was talking about that as well. I think it was Slivka versus Serpio, that one. So Rykar just got frozen up by Tom's enchanted sword and then broke. Okay. It's a bit odd, but you do you. You do you. Okay, I got the ranking in the right order. Okay, the total for Rykar is 23 out of 30. Honestly, it was a disappointing finale, but still good. The abilities were repeated, all of them, which pulled it down, but the fight and design were creative. The fight was definitely creative. The design is like a repeat of Cayman or Kajin, maybe Tremor, maybe Luna as well. But maybe Silver as well. But you know the old saying, if it's not broke, don't fix it. And they just changed the abilities of, let's say it's a copy of Luna. They just changed its abilities and made it what I think is probably better, because if I remember correctly from the ranking or the review I did on Series 4, Luna did terrible. Luna was better than Rashuk and Blaze, and that's it. I can't even remember if it was better than Blaze, but yeah, it didn't do good. But anyway, going on to the totals. Design total is 30 out of 40. Great designs. It gets better as the series goes on. Kinda. The best design easily goes to Akira, and the worst goes to Zoolock. Because we've seen so many bird beasts, but you don't really see very often a cross between an ogre and a wizard, or a crocodile cross dinosaur beast. So yeah, that's why Zoolock is the worst and Akira's the best design. And Rykar just got there for his design being just pretty damn awesome on the cover. The abilities are 28 out of 40. Rather disappointing, as most of the abilities have been repeated, but there are some that are unique. Just boring. Yeah, so the fights is 30 out of 40. Mediocre fights. If anything, a bit boring. It felt like it was missing something, but it was still good. Yeah, all the fights here felt like they were missing something. I just don't know what it was. It just felt like it, and that's something I'm going to need to deal with. Because I can't actually put my finger on why I didn't really like them as much as I liked the previous series of fights. And the grand total for Series 20 is 88 out of 120. Honestly, a rather disappointing batch of beasts, with nothing really memorable about them. The only one that stands a chance of being remembered when I'm just skimming all my books, just going like, yeah, I remember that one, I remember that one. Obviously, I remember Furno. Then when I get to Series 20, only Akira I would remember, which isn't really good, as Akira's kind of like the middle beast. Before I get onto the ranking though, I do need to bring up something which Lucas said in his review, which I completely agree with. At the beginning of the series in Zoolock, Daltek tells Tom and Alina that the beasts in the Isle of Ghosts are all evil, pure evil. Skalix and Rykar, yeah, okay, I agree. Zoolock, I would not, because what she does is basically defends her egg from Tom, Alina, and Beric. And that's pretty much it, because Zoolock doesn't actually rampage over a city or destroy or tries to kill them for no reason. Zoolock's just protecting her egg. And Okeera, it literally says in the book that Okeera is an ogre that is Kato's friend, best friend, beast. I don't know. Okeera's a good beast. So if you're gonna say that in all the beasts there on the Isle of Ghosts are evil, why are two of them good? It just makes no sense to me. It didn't make sense to Lucas. But the only difference about this is it didn't stop Lucas from liking the series. Whilst I actually didn't like the series, for the story I didn't really like. It was like a copy and paste of Series 4 and technically Series 10 towards the end. And the beasts, they were essentially Series 4 beasts, just not with the ghostly abilities. So, unfortunately, I didn't really like this series, as it felt like a copy and paste of 2 other seasons. Moving on to the ranking though, for this series. 4th place we have Skalix the Snapping Horror. I think the main reason why I hated it was its design. No, not its design, its abilities being just really bad. Its abilities were a joke. As I said in its Beast of You, they were either seen before, or its tail is very inaccurate and can cost Skalix with his life if it doesn't work out, which it did. So Skalix got the worst beast here. 3rd place we have Zoolock the Winged Spirit. This one just barely beats Skalix, for the simple reason I have a soft spot for birds like beasts for some reason. Because if I remember, Epos, Kronos, Hawkeye, and other bird beasts I can't think of at the moment, they got pretty high up in their rankings, and I give a lot of respect to them. Zoolock is kind of a combination of a couple of them, and I don't like that, because if you're going to be a good bird beast, you need to be creative with your design, not kind of like a copy and paste. To an extent, it is creative, but it just reminds me like, oh, there are better bird beasts though that I've seen before. So that's why that's why Zoolock is here. Moving on, we got 2nd place, we have Rykar the Firehound. Now, even though I wanted to like this book, it was just mediocre. Anything really negative to say about it? Not really. Like, the only thing I don't like is that it has a lack of abilities. I liked that it was the final beast because it had probably one of the most... Okay, probably not the most intriguing design, but it was probably a very fitting last beast. If Skalix was the last beast of this series, it would just be very bad. If Skalix was the last beast of this series, this would be my least favourite series. But since Rykar is the final beast, I'd say it's just slightly better, because the top 2 are obviously the best, and the last 2 are the top 2. Rykar is just the worst out of those 2 though. It just felt like it was missing something. It was like, it's basically Luna, but better. That's it. And finally, the best beast of this series is Okeera the Crusher. Straight away, its design is intriguing and has got, and has so far, I think, throughout the new generation, had the highest score of design since Sorex. All the other beasts from Sorex up to Okeera had either 6, 7 or 8 as their score for design. Sorex had 9. Okira had 9. So to be in that small margin of beasts that has a design of 9 is kind of an honour, and they normally get the really high score when it comes to the ranking, and it's no different for Okira. If I remember correctly though, I do have one beast which has a 10 for design. I can't remember what it is. I know it's a special though. And I don't think it's Mortax actually. I'm actually going to need to check, so sorry with this short awkwardness. I think it's Creta. No, Creta had a 9. I don't have any beast with a design of 10. Oh, okay. I only have 2. Okay. Going back to all my reviews, I now know I don't have any beasts with a design of 10. Abilities, none of them have got a 10. I know that. Probably 8 or 9 at most. Now a fight, I know I gave at least 2 or 3 a 10. Mortax I gave a 10 to. None of the new generation. Koba was so close to a 10, but I didn't give it to him because some reason which I know I said in the review. Series 7 now it's a mess. Oh, Brutus was a good fight. Yeah, I'm just looking over my entire series now. Oh yeah, Karaka got a 10. Everyone hates me for that. So, even though Karaka is a bad book, I need to give credit where it's due. His fight is great. Okay, I think... No, I didn't give Vespic a 10? Oh, okay. Okay, well, that means Karaka got the first 10 for fight. And then Mortax got second. Anything after the specials? So, past that. None for Series 15, none for Series 14, no for Series 16, 17, 18 and 19. And 20. There are only 2 beasts with a score of 10 for their fights, and one of them is bad. So there it is. The most debatable things. Okay, so my scores may not be the most accurate of things because some may disagree with them. To me, I agree with them because they are my opinion after all. So final thoughts on Series 20. It's honestly a copy and paste of another series, and I'm really disappointed about that because it was the comeback on Malvel, and then it just ruined it for me. So with that, I need to say it's nowhere near the best series. But as I said after my Series 10 review, I said I'll be ranking all the beasts from 1 to 60 after my Series 10 review, and I did. And then I said after that I'll be ranking all the beasts from Series 1 to 20, which I'll be doing after Battle with the Beasts. And since we only have 5 beasts left, that won't be long to wait for that series. But until then, that is all for this time. If you liked what you saw or heard, leave a like, leave a comment, don't forget to subscribe, press that little notification bell down the corner below, and I'll see you next time.